watched what he did with the whole Cat Williams thing, and just to let that go, no pushback and all that. He wanted it to go that way. He knows how to grab viral clips, and we're like not giving him credit for that. He knows, like, she's doing her bit of gaslighting, but I'm watching how he's going too, and he could have easily mitigated that, right? And a lot of this stuff can be easily avoided with the pre-interview. When you have a pre-interview, you can easily get comfortable. You can say what your yeses and nos are, what you're comfortable talking about, and he would have got a lot more of those facts straight. So I think he really wanted it to go that way because
she thinks. I think sometimes she thinks everybody's out to get her, and so until she's comfortable with you, she's gonna keep that guard up. She's gonna keep the guard up because I asked her for a hug earlier. She's like, nah, I don't hug. I asked her, I said, give me some doubt. She ain't want to give me no doubt. But once I told her, I said, Amanda, this is a safe space. You can tell your story.
Right.
She saw it back. She paused. She's like, can I have a hug? And then she was cool. I think a lot of things that, and people like, I was trying to invalidate her experience. No, I wasn't. It's the same thing I told Monique when Monique said, I was trying to get this role and Oprah told me to go blah, blah, blah for,
right.
And she ended up getting the role. I said, well, Monique, did you ever think that they were looking for a black heavyset woman and you two were probably the only two in Hollywood? And she said, oh, okay. That makes sense. Right. And so when she said the white lady had her teacher, I said, Amanda, did it ever cross your mind that, I don't know where you from, but where I grew up, Ocho, kids never corrected a parent or an adult.
Corrected?
Yes. And that's what I said. I said, Amanda, did you think maybe because you were a child, even though you were right, the mere fact that a child corrected an adult. Now, maybe in today's time, that's fine. Maybe where in some place you grew up. But I don't ever remember being in a situation a child couldn't even interrupt an adult conversation. You couldn't pull on your parents or your grandparents' leg and say, hey, 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 hey. I'm like, huh? No. So that's what I was saying. I said, maybe, Amanda, it wasn't racism. Maybe it was the fact that a child was correcting an adult. But that was her experience. That's what, and like I said, I mean, that's how she felt about it. But I enjoyed the interview.
All right.
I got a question.
Go ahead.
I remember her now. She was the one that got pregnant and had the baby, right? On the show. Yeah.
Baby. Look, so why did it say that her teacher was the one doing it? Did I thought it was a girl. Her teacher called her a nigga when she was 9.
She said her teacher, when the teacher found out that it was another student, the teacher said, okay, well, both of y'all need to get in trouble.
Oh. Yeah,
but that's still even what Shannon just said, that was still blatant manipulation. Like you could see how he first started talking to her. He talked about how she was standoffish at first, and then he said something to make her feel comfortable. That's manipulation. She just made him feel like he was special now because now she's all of a sudden comfortable and opening up to him. So that whole interview after that, he's going to watch what he says because he wants to still feel special in her eyes. So it's just like high level manipulation.
It's giving sociopath.
Well, I mean, when you think about narcissists, it's close to sociopaths. Sociopaths are antisocial personality disorders. So that has to do with criminality and violence, but the other personality traits are still there in a lot of them. So the arrogance, the envy in others, the interpersonal manipulation, the arrogant, haughty behaviors, the grandiosity, those things are present in all of those different personality disorders.
She wild. Did you watch her?
Let me go ahead and get Trav in there. Go ahead.
So I'm gonna talk a little bit about the first part of it. I'm with Viz on this one. I think that bullying builds character, right? So I've experienced bullying in nearly every fashion, right? Whether it was, violent. So, I got shit. I built a fight club. We all learned how to scrap. Anybody who was getting bullied, we all learned how to scrap and was able to take care of business. I've been in the cafeteria, right? And the entire period, you got three people just going at you with nothing but roast. Way worse than anybody mentioned earlier. Stuff that I won't even say on YouTube. Crazy stuff, right? Like for real, for real. So, but it helps you with conflict resolution a bit. You learn how to deal with things. And again, I do think it goes along with parenting as well, right? So if you like just raised by a single parent and you don't really have any conflict resolution skills, it could be damaging. And that's when you start seeing those instances that we were talking about even earlier. Right. Amanda Seals, yeah, she's kind of a weirdo to me. But what I would say is that I think we all sleeping on Shannon Sharpe. He's a lot more crafty than what we're giving him credit for. He knows what type of individual he was dealing with, right? He's pretty experienced and savvy. Like I watched what he did with the whole Cat Williams thing, and just to let that go, no pushback and all that. He wanted it to go that way. He knows how to grab viral clips, and we're like not giving him credit for that. He knows, like, she's doing her bit of gaslighting, but I'm watching how he's going too. And he could have easily mitigated that, right? And a lot of this stuff can be easily avoided with a pre-interview. When you have a pre-interview, you can easily get comfortable. You can say what your yeses and nos are, what you're comfortable talking about. And he would have got a lot more of those facts straight. So I think he really wanted it to go that way because it's obviously going to get more hits when you have that type of situation. He got viral moments. He got people reposting, and he understands the game. He understands the business, and I think we're missing out on that. I think he really expected it to go that way, and we're just like not really looking at it from that angle.
All right, go ahead, Marcus.
I got another question. If I don't know if any of y'all got kids, but if your kid come home and tell you that they got called a nigga at school by a white kid in the class, what's your response gonna be?
How old?
9, same age.
Just words.
You say what?
Does the age matter really?
Just words. We cannot be going on going crazy because somebody called us a word. It's just words. And do you want to talk to the teacher? Sure, you can go that route. But it's just words. Because something else is gonna happen to that kid for whatever they did to you. That's just how I believe. They put it out there, they're gonna get it back. So it's just words.
I mean, if it was me, I'm gonna go to the school and I'm gonna figure out who this child is, and I'm gonna call for a meeting with those parents.
And that's right too. That's why I disagree with Trev when he said bullying builds character. I think bullying tests character. Your parents build your character, so you gauge your response based on what your parents taught you about, how to deal with conflict, and it helps you build resilience. I don't see any benefits to, being called something or learning how to roast back or anything like that. Like we learn from our parents. We got so many parents that are absent from the home, so we don't know how to deal with conflict. We don't know how to deal with people picking on us. So we resort to the things that we see going on around us. We fight. We roast back, like, shoot up schools. Like, like we don't have resilience.
Black people not shooting up schools though. We didn't start seeing that until recently.
Well, I'm not basing that off race. I'm basing that off of kids.
Right.
I don't think it matters what age you is. If you say the N-word, if you say anything disrespectful to somebody, I don't think it matters what age they are. And I don't think I wouldn't just tell my son that, or my daughters, that being called an N-word is just words. It's got some. The N-word is a different word. You know what I'm saying? It traces back to. I don't even. I try not to talk about this kind of stuff. But I most definitely wouldn't tell them. It's just words. You know what I'm saying? I would most definitely have them report it. Take down the name of the student who said this, and report it. I mean, I don't know what their the school's procedures or standard operations or whatever, whenever they deal with racial slurs or anything like that. But I'm pretty sure they got some kind of policy in the schools, especially a word like that, on how to deal with students who openly say those things to other students. So I would most definitely tell them to report it. I mean, I don't know about going up to the school and looking for the parents and all that stuff, but I mean, if that's the way you want to handle it, JR, I'm not knocking it. I just don't know how far. I don't know if that's going to be successful. You know, hey, your son called my daughter the N-word. Okay, we'll let him know not to ever do it again. All right. See you at the baseball game. You know, or are you trying to put the left and right on? I don't know if you got ulterior motives on that.
But I think that's why the age does matter. If the kid is 9, 10, 8 or something, then yeah, all right, let's go up to the school, have a talk with the parents, whatever. If they in high school, then it's like, okay, well, what you do? You know what I'm saying?
Same thing. Be unwavering.
What'd you say?
What you do, like, because you asking that for a real specific question. What you do for?
No, I'm saying I would ask my child, like, okay, well, what did you do in response to that? You know what I'm saying? Did you tell a teacher? Did you confront them? Did you walk away? You know what I'm saying? That's I feel like if you're in high school, that I don't have to get involved with that, because guess what? You're going to experience that more often. And once you get out into the real world, somebody on the street call you a nigga, what you gonna do? You gonna call the police? You gonna fight them? You know what I'm saying?
Hold on, wait. So are we talking about black people calling black people nigga, or are we talking about white people calling black people nigger?
ER, white person.
Because I don't think that's something. Me personally, let me make this statement, because Lord forbid somebody say, well, no, they do that all down the street all day. I don't walk out on the street on a daily basis and hear the exchange from a white person to a black person on a norm, somebody calling them the N-word. For me to say that to the kid, once you get to the high school level, hey, this is what you need to look forward to. You know what I'm saying? So I think it carries the same weight, whether they 9, 15, 16, whatever. If a kid is out here if he's got comfortable enough to call your kid the N-word and drag the R, something need to be said about that.
If y'all go on Call of Duty server right now, it's a 12-year-old boy calling somebody a hard ER every 3 minutes.
5-year-old.
Yeah, all the time.
7-year-olds.
There's no accountability. There's no accountability. So
Come on,
they're gonna continue to do that.
Call of Duty, bro. I've acted like a white kid and pissed off the black boys by calling them the N-words just to troll them.
Okay, that's because if they said it, so I feel like it's cap going on right now, because if your son say he was at school, a white boy called him a nigger, y'all just gonna be like, you know, just walk away and be cool? Or are you having an expectation of violence?
I'm gonna be like, what did you do for them to call you that?
No, that's all I'm saying.
You being
Like,
here?
come on.
I'm like, damn, bro. The white was cool. Like, what the kind of shit?